Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. Tonight I want to talk to you about flaws and all. That's my favorite saying. I always say that I want somebody who will love me, flaws and all. I used to tell my kids when they were younger that I love them, flaws and all. Unconditional love is not um, unconditional acceptance of bad behavior at all. If you think that unconditional love means that somebody's got to tolerate your shitty behavior, you have no idea what love is. That's not unconditional love. Unconditional love is you love the person for who they are, flaws and all. So my thing is we have been preconditioned to believe that we need to hide our flaws. We need to put on this mask of we're good, happy people when we go out into the world. I've always thought that was wrong, because how do you expect a relationship to work out when you put this mask on in the beginning of the relationship? This is why I hated dating years ago. Because they would wear the mask and then you'd get involved thinking that this was the person you were getting involved with. And then once they felt that you were attached, the mask would come off and you'd see the flaws. And at that point, you're like, whoa, this is not going to work. Well, now I can peg it off a mile away. So it never lasts more than like a week or two. But that's just because I don't tolerate any bullshit. So I don't understand why people come into relationships and don't want to share their faults, their flaws. Because the truth is, we're a human being. Why do we act like we're not? And if you think about it back in history, if you really think about it, like I'm 51. So when my grandmother first got married and first started having kids and the whole thing, back then women were considered property. They didn't have the rights. And so they kept a lot of things hidden. It was standard. If the man that they were married to was abusive, verbally, physically, sexually, whatever, it was, we have to keep this a deep, dark secret in our family. What happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. I agree with what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors to an extent. If you are in your day-to-day living, yes, those things don't need to be shared with everybody all the time. Like, how often you have sex with your partner or anything like that. That stuff doesn't need to be shared. But when it comes to abuse, or anything that's evil or bad, we should not be hiding it. And if you look at it, we had the whole women's movement where they got rights. Women ended up with getting rights, being able to vote and being able to not have to 100% depend on a man. But the problem was during the women's movement, so they could have rights, nobody addressed during that time period. Nobody addressed the shitty behavior of the men. And not all the men. I'm not generalizing all men or all women. I'm just generalizing the bad things. The stuff that we keep hidden, the deep dark secrets. That preconditioning really screws us up. And you can see it since we've had technology and we've got social media and everything else. You look on social media and you think that your friend or somebody that you don't see often, but they live across the country or something, you look at their social media and you're like, oh, they live this perfectly great life. You're only seeing what they want you to see. It's their mask. You're not seeing anything. Now, I have friends on my Facebook, and I'm the same way. we have nothing to hide, and we will put our shit out there. And the reason for that is because we got nothing to hide. And when you have nothing to hide, you're free, you're open, you don't have, you don't live a life of behind a mask. So not everything's going to be perfect. Something pisses you off, you're going to call it out, you're going to say it, you're going to speak it. And those are my favorite friends on social media. Some of them I think have watching them grow since we were like in grade school and junior high and high school has been pretty amazing. But social media and everything else just kind of reinforces the preconditioning that we need to hide certain things about ourselves. I don't understand. Do people really honestly believe that what we see on your social media is all your life is? Do these people actually believe that we don't think that they fight or that they have problems? And why would you want to look so perfect? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Perfection and being a human being do not go together. They are two separate things. If you think you are being perfect, you're not being a human being. A human being learns and grows from their mistakes. And if you're not learning and growing from your mistakes and you're just putting on this big mask, this big facade that it's all happy and roses over here. People like me and the friends that I just talked about that I've loved watching grow over the years, we know your life's probably pretty shitty off of the social media. That's why you ain't sharing it. Anyways, back to the point of flaws and all. When you get into a relationship, I'm not the type of person that gets involved in a relationship. I don't care about the nice, wonderful things that you've done. I'm going to see that as we go along, as we get to know each other. I prefer you to tell me your flaws. What is the stupid shit you've done? What have you fucked up? What did you learn from it? Did you grow from it? Are you still doing it? These are the things that I want to have conversations on, because those things are going to tell me who you are. And that's being open and vulnerable. And being vulnerable is not easy for a lot of people. And I do my videos. I share a lot of stuff on here with you guys. And I really don't care. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm a human being. I'm going to make mistakes. But I'm going to make a mistake and I'm going to go, okay, what did I learn from this so I don't have to do this again? I'm going to learn my lesson. That's called growing. And then you don't have to repeat it again. If you are stuck in relationships where you constantly, repeatedly are dating people and getting involved with people who are toxic, you're doing it because of familiarity. You have somewhere in your past, when you were younger, there was some sort of toxicity in your life, and it feels familiar to you. This is part of the preconditioning that I talk about all the time. So we tend as human beings to like to stay in what we know. The problem is once you start to grow, you find your true authentic self and love yourself, you start with your walk with the man upstairs. You have to learn to forgive yourself for keeping yourself stuck in that toxicity. Because it was comfortable, you understood it. It was familiar. Not that you truly wanted to be in toxic situations, but you convinced yourself that, oh, this is comfortable because it's your comfort zone. It's what you were taught growing up. And you have to break that. So when I meet somebody and I go on a date with them or whatever, I want to know all the dirt. And I'll share all my dirt. Let's discuss it. I actually, I went out probably a week and a half ago. I just decided to stop at it's a bar restaurant not far from here, where I'm staying, and I've stopped in there a couple of other times. They got really good burgers, and the one night I got done working, it turned out to be a really awesome night. So I decided I'm going to stop in, I'm going to have a drink or two, and then I'm going to come home. And I stopped in, and I had some conversations with that, and I was trying to get out of my comfort zone because I'm really not a bar person. And I've never really gone to a bar alone. So I decided, let's try it out. I felt safe at this place. I knew the server. He keeps an eye on me when I go there by myself, even if I just go for a burger. He always keeps an eye on me and makes sure that I'm okay. So I went there and I was sitting outside enjoying. It was a hot evening, but they had the misters going. So I was sitting out on the patio and I had a couple of drinks and I had a couple of cigarettes while I was there. And there were a couple of different people that were sitting at different tables. And I had conversations with them. And at the end of the night, I was getting ready to go. And there was a gentleman that was sitting at the table right before you go inside, back into the restaurant. And he decided to have a conversation with me. So, all right, I'll have a conversation. We had a great little conversation. He was a nice guy. But his past, he was telling me his past about him and his brother. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then when he gets done, I'm laughing and asking questions at different points. And when he gets done, he looks at me and he goes, so what have you done? And I looked at him and I said, compared to you and your brother, I'm an angel. He goes, that's not possible. Oh, it very much is. Anyways, the point is I respected that guy because he didn't hide anything. He was being 100% himself. I appreciate that. I want authentic. I want somebody who is truly authentic. And if they can't be authentic, then I don't want anything to do with them. But the point is when I talk flaws and all, unconditional love, flaws and all, it literally comes down to none of us are perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're human beings. The fact that we are human beings proves we are not perfect in any way, shape, or form. We are learning and growing. Last night I got home a little early last night, so I was a writing fool. Which I haven't made the video yet, but I'll probably come back tomorrow night or the next night. It's getting towards the end of the month, the last week of the month, the first week of the month are when most of my bills are due. So we're busting out some hours here and getting things taken care of. But one of my movie buddy Josh and I his birthday's on May 28th. So we're going to go see a movie together that we're looking forward to see for his birthday. So I've known him for over 5 years now, but not on a personal level. He works at a restaurant that I go to all the time, and it's the running joke because if there are people in the restaurant and I walk in, I know the owner, I know a lot of the people that work there. Everybody talks to me. And people are like, oh, how do I get that kind of service? And I just laugh at them and tell them I come in here a lot. Anyways, so that's what my enjoyment is going to be over this next week, is working and then spending my friend's birthday with him, going to see a good movie that we've been looking forward to. We just started our movie buddy thing. So it's great because he's not picky. He's not, and the movies that we see they're faith based. And it's nice to be able to have a friend that will go and see faith-based stuff with me. So I'm gonna let you go with that. You have any questions or anything else, feel free to reach out. We can discuss whatever you need to. Next, I want to talk to you about faith and how faith gets you to where you want to go. Anyways, guys, have a great night. Love ya. See you in a day or two.